Everyone, this is Split Gamer. It's spring break right now, so I'm really excited. I'm at least gonna get some time to decompress, and then when I get back to school, I have to focus on a research paper for American, and I originally wanted to be about music, but now I'm not really sure. But that's not really important. But what is? Well, you know it is. It's about time we review Daring Don't. Let's do this. So the episode begins with Fluttershy trying to teach some baby birds how to fly. And they're not really sure. It seems to work at first until Rainbow Dash comes crashing in.
I bet you're excited, huh?
Oh, my. I could be excited. I don't really know. I wasn't really thinking.
Come on, you gotta be excited.
Oh, well, I guess maybe I'm a little kind of sort of.
You didn't even tell her what you were excited about. This is the very first time I could see Rainbow Dash fangirl on her for something. The exception of the Wonderbolts, but I haven't seen them for a full season.
I thought so.
Yeah.
So, what exactly are you excited for?
Why am I excited?
Because the next Daring Do book is coming out exactly 4 months from today.
Okay, yeah, I would see that the reason to be excited, but, 4 months is a really long time. Besides, you're gonna have to do something to hold yourself over for 4 months.
That's how exciting it is.
And again, I wouldn't really be excited if I had to wait 4 months. I mean, granted, I do have to do some things to let myself pass by, and then I'll be like, huh, that went fast. But still, 4 months is a very long time.
What amazing, incredible, awesome adventure do you think Daring Do
So,
is?
Rainbow Dash tries to fangirl of what Daring Do might do, and then she ends up crashing into a tree. Ooh! That's a messy Christmas.
Oh, I'm not so sure she's gonna last another 4 months.
And the baby birds learn how to fly due to Rainbow's recklessness. That's one way to figure it out.
3 months and 26 days. 3 months and 26 days.
Really? You're still excited after whatever. So yeah, so as Rainbow still continues to fangirl, she stopped by Twilight's house, and then Pinkie stops in for a party.
Glad you finally made it. What's Sippy Pony doing here? We're having a holiday party.
What?
So, what holiday would today be?
I'm going to bet it's either Easter or... Yeah, it's most likely an Easter party.
National Random Holiday Party Day!
Okay, I was way off. But seriously, in the real world, if we actually had a national random holiday party, I think there would probably be a party all over the world every single day. I think I'd probably be laughing my ass off.
I've never heard of it either, but punch is quite tasty.
So I'm guessing because the punch is quite tasty, that must be a step up from the punch that she fed you. She gave you in Party of One that had gummies. Yeah, I still haven't figured that out yet.
You might say the secret ingredient is... a secret! How come no pony bothered to invite me? I came to invite you personally, but it seems you were a speck too busy reading the last Daring Do book for the 12th time.
I've only seen 2 Daring Do books, with the exception of the 3 that are on Amazon, which are unavailable, but I'm not even sure what the whole series is, but seriously, I probably would start reading those. I'd much rather be reading the Daring Do books than Fences in English. So, yeah, because of Rainbow's fangirling, she kinda ignores her friend.
The release of the...
And then Twilight tells her that the book has been pushed back.
4 months? I've been waiting so long already!
You were waiting for 4 months. That's pretty long. And then the 3 months and 26 days. That would be 5 months and 26 days. It's basically, again, it's like waiting for Super Smash Bros. others. It may seem like a long time, but due to delays, it feels like an eternity. In fact, just trying to wait for any game that you hear about feels like an eternity, no matter how long you have to wait.
I don't think I can take another 2 months. I'll never make it.
Yeah, I can vouch for that.
Did they give a reason?
The publisher just said author A.K. Yearling won't be able to finish the book for another 2 months.
A.K. Yearling. That's kind of like J.K. Rowling, the writer of the Harry Potter books. I don't know. I'm not much of a reader. So Twilight tries to give a reason why the book's being pushed back, and then we get a little continuity from Read and Weep It.
I'm just as big a fan as you. In fact, I'm the one who first introduced you to the books. Remember?
Burn.
Oh, right. A.K. Yearling just might be my favorite author. I know everything about her. Where she grew up, where she studied literature.
So, because of all the fact that Twilight gives, Rainbow gets an idea to try to help her find her because of her special needs.
She can always just say no.
So, yeah. So, because of Twilight's facts on A.K. Yearling, Rainbow decides to pretty much find her and finish up the book. And everybody finally agrees.
Of course I am. So, what's about getting that address?
Indiana Jones montage! Din 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 din. Oh, so it was actually a red line? Okay, that's pretty creative. So they get to A.K. Yearling's place, only to find out that the place is actually trashed.
Hoo-wee! Some pony really trashed this place.
Maybe.
Or maybe A.K. Yearling is a terrible, horrible, unbelievable dog.
Well, I could vouch for that because writers do tend to get on writer's blog whenever they come up with stories or reviews. Or I'm more inclined to the side of like someone ransacked the place.
I hope A.K. Yearling's alright.
If she's even here.
Something terrible happened to her. I know! There might be no more books!
Yes, be more concerned about the books instead of the author's well-being. Probably something you need to think through first, Rainbow.
But of course I'd be worried about her, too. What are you all
And speaking of A.K. Yearling, she manages to walk through without any problems.
I'm awfully glad to see you're all right.
But while the main six try to help her, she's pretty much frantically worrying for something. But then a couple of goons show up. But then we get one of the biggest twists yet. I think you know what this calls for. So we find out when the goons show up is that A.K. Yearling
What did you...
you knew that was coming. Seriously, the episode just M. Night Shyamalan us, but in a good way. So, yeah, A.K. Yearling is daring do.
My mind is officially blown.
So I guess maybe that's where they got it from the Wonderful 101. So...
come on, I knew it all along.
No, you didn't. Liar. So yeah, so A.K. Yearling fights over the golden ring, and like there you do, she can fight him off no problem. So the ring basically flies all over the place and lands into a pit of fire. Okay, not a pit of fire, more like... excuse me. But she eventually loses the ring and it falls in the hand of Cisco.
Thanks, Daring.
And why does that voice sound familiar? Hang on, I'm trying to look up something. Hang on, I'm trying to figure something out. So, yeah. Sorry if I'm taking too long, but there's just something I gotta know about this character named Dr. Caballeron, I think.
As you probably surmised, our earlier search for this treasure was unsuccessful. So kind of you to find it for us.
Give it back, Caballeron.
That's Dr. Caballeron to you.
Why does that voice sound familiar?
The power! So much power! With all this power flowing from me, I fear nothing! Not even Primus!
It's official. Yep, that is the voice of Michael Dobson, most famously known as the voice of Starscream in the Transformers Unicron trilogy. I personally believe to be the best Starscream of the entire franchise, but that's another story.
Even before, Daring Do and the Razor of Dreams. He wanted to partner with Daring Do on her adventures. I know, but she refused. I can't believe it. The real Daring Do and the...
So, yeah, it turns out that all of the books, all the events that happened in all of Daring Do's books actually really happened in real life. So that means all the scenes that we saw in Read and Weep it actually happened. That is just equally as awesome.
Caballeron! So let me guess. Aoizotl has put you up to this.
And yes, Aoizotl is also real.
Get to him, so his hold on the fortress of Talicon will be good for 8 centuries as foretold by prophecy.
And I think I'm the only one who just knows this, but I feel like that Daring Do almost feels like a somewhat reskin of Rainbow Dash. Like, if you notice, like, a lot of the Rainbow's hair colors have been shaded like gray, dark gray, and black. And her skin color has changed from light blue to brownish or tan or something. Am I the only one who's noticed that?
Close, but no. I'm going to sell this to him, make a bundle, and retire from archaeology in splendor.
Caballeron, you fool! You're dooming the valley to 8 centuries of unrelenting hate!
So, yeah, it's pretty much basically ending the world by the burning sun. And cue the end of the world song right here.
The market hits bodies!
So the bad guys get away, but Daring Do ends up breaking her leg and fixes it on her own.
Daring Do doesn't need help. She handles her business herself.
Gee, does that sound familiar? I bet Zag hasn't been done to death a million times. Name's the action loner who works alone but eventually learns how to help. Yeah, that hasn't been done before. So despite breaking a leg, she decides to go after them.
Go help! You heard her. She says she works alone. How can we just stand by and do nothing? You know what's at stake here?
And then once again, Rainbow and Twilight fangirl.
Book 3. True, but in Book 4, she defeated Aoizotl and secured control of the...
Rainbow decides to save her neck.
Sounds to me like we're in way, way, way over our heads.
The new TurboTax app.
Oh my god. Have I mentioned yet that Dailymotion really sucks at timing? I mean, like seriously, play the advertisements in the middle of the video. So, anyway, after some fangirling, Rainbow Dash decides to go on ahead without a plan. And we never see the rest of the main six again. So Rainbow Dash eventually finds Daring Do, and now her broken leg is now fine. What, was that like an hour to heal? You do realize that having a bone broken heal takes time.
Here I come!
It doesn't take like an hour or so to heal.
Raven's coolest, most incredible hero I could ever...
But when Rainbow Dash sort of interferes, Daring Do doesn't take kindly to her fangirl personality.
I work alone.
I don't know what to say, really. Like, tell me you haven't seen this before. Like, the lone worker who says they work alone, but then eventually learns how to work together.
Why won't you let me team up with you just this once? My work always involves secrets. And since you never know who you can trust, it's best never to trust any pony.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's also the trust no one scenario. It's also, you know, for spies and such.
But just because you can't trust some doesn't mean no pony can be trusted. Look, I don't have time to argue. Neither do I. Let's go. I can't believe I'm even talking to her.
Yeah. So, yeah, I really just don't know what to say about Daring Do. She's actually kind of selfish. I got nothing so far. Like, I literally just don't know what to say to that. Like, I'm going to be brutally honest here. That is actually, I know it's a part of the story and such, but I feel like that's easily one of the most mean-spirited lines ever written for this show. So, besides, when celebrities usually have fans, they basically glorify them on how awesome they are. Yeah, I get it. She's a real-life person, the world's at stake, I get it, but... And besides, wait, now I remember, this is the scenario from The Incredibles when Mr. Incredible told the young Syndrome, "Fly home, buddy. I work alone." Just pray to God that Daring Do doesn't turn Rainbow into a supervillain and then takes a revenge on her. So the two eventually sneak into the bad guy's lair, but Rainbow Dash stays behind because, well, she doesn't want to interfere, and Daring Do puts on a disguise that, of course, easily fools the bad guys.
I've been led to believe you have in your possession an item of significant importance that might be for sale.
Oh, well, I did have another buyer lined up, but he's not here, so sounds like we have a deal.
And right on cue, guess who shows up?
Zodo.
I just really love the reactions. Like, they're staring at each other like, you're gonna go for that ring. No, you get it first. Here we are. Okay, let's do this.
Be cool, Rainbow Dash. Be cool. She's got this.
The ring, Daring Do. Give it to me.
Now, Zodo, you know I love you, but I can't give you the ring till I've properly proposed.
And yet again, there's another scenario that quickly turns into a gigantic meme and gigantic amount of fanfics. Okay, make that 2.
Interesting.
But of course, all of Owie's old cats are real. And long story short, she gets captured and... Okay, so Rainbow Dash basically tries to give her hat back and she ends up getting captured.
What have I done?
So, yeah, pretty much Daring Do kind of told off Rainbow. I didn't bother to show it because, honestly, at this point, I just find Daring Do to be incredibly unlikable. I'm sorry. It's really hard for me to say that because she's in, like, my top 10 favorite characters. Number 9 spot for the record. But don't know if I should really change that now. I just don't know what to say to that, but... Okay, I'm getting really screwed up, because I guess that's the point. I know that's what they're trying to do. So, you know what? Just forget everything I said about Darren Do, and let's keep going. So now Rainbow feels down on herself, and now the other members of the main six finally show up.
In here, Daring Do and the ring have been captured by the dreaded Aoizoto, and it's all my fault.
Dash, I'm sure whatever you did was an honest mistake.
Whatever. Let's just go home.
Yeah, let's just go home as the world is about to come into chaos.
We can't go back now. Looks a lot like she needs our help more than ever.
And I just said the world's gonna end. How are you completely this blind?
And help is how I got in this mess in the first place. You were right, Twilight. I should have stayed out of this.
Look, there's more going on here than meets the eye. In every Daring Do book, there always is. We can't turn our backs on her.
She doesn't want my help, Twilight.
Perhaps, but she might need it anyway.
No, my hero's way better off without me. This don't sound like you.
Mr. Rainbow Dash would help any pony at the drop of a hat. Or his helmet, as the case may be.
She's here where she's got no business being. She should be at home.
It's fine to look up to Daring Do, but you put her so high up on a pedestal, you can't even see your own worth anymore. She's in the fortress, and we're here, and we wouldn't be who we are if we didn't go in after her. And neither would you. So, are you with us, or not?
You know, I actually really like that conversation, because it's a really valuable moral to know that you can't just put your role model this high on a pedestal while not comparing it to yourself. This is actually one moral I can really vouch for and can ultimately understand. So that entire conversation actually makes me feel happy to know that it's something that a lot of kids can relate to. Besides, if it wasn't for the Nostalgia Critic, I wouldn't actually be doing reviews in the first place. And there are a lot of times, there are some reviews that I tend to disagree with, and I keep putting him so high on a pedestal that he does make mistakes, like any human being should. So that's what I really like about this episode, is the moral. So anyways, the Daring Do is about to be in another one of the Indiana Jones style booby traps.
Surrender now, Aoizoto! I'll be forced to take you down!
Oh, Daring Do! I will so miss your amusing laughter jokes. Now, I must leave to commence the ring-placing ceremony to unleash 800 years of unrelenting sweltering heat!
So, wait. I'm not really sure if that's words, but if you have the Earth and over 800 years of heat, won't that technically mean everyone burns alive, including you? I don't really know. I haven't really watched Indiana Jones, so I don't know how the villains would pull this off, but correct. So I guess I'll probably have to explain what the booby trap is. Obviously, the water is filling up with a band of piranhas inside, and Daring Do can't really escape, but the more she struggles, the more the stones break loose. And just when it seems all hope is lost, Rainbow Dash finally steps in and saves her.
You can fly too, you know! I was just about to save myself, you know.
Is that really how you should say thanks for someone who just saved your life?
Of course. I just thought you might need this. Have I mentioned yet that I work alone?
And have I mentioned yet that this is the person who just saved your life?
Have I mentioned yet that you're lucky I don't?
Well, to her credit, Daring Do does actually understand in her heart that Rainbow's there to help her. And lo and behold, they managed to get the ring as the other main six join up, and we have a clever fight scene over the ring. Celestia in all this situation? That's what I'm actually wondering. If Twilight knew that the whole situation was serious, wouldn't she just contact Celestia and let her know what's going on? Who knows? It's actually a pretty great conclusion where Daring Do and Rainbow Dash start to take all the rings off.
A little help can be handy sometimes.
Hey moron, guess what? The good guys just beat. So of course, Daring Do now learns that sometimes working together is helpful, and they release the final ring with the temple finally coming apart.
Daring Do, I will have my revenge!
For, like, what? The 12th time? 13th time? Who knows? So the rings are destroyed.
I've never done this without you, Rainbow Dash. I've got a book to finish.
Just had the coolest adventure with the coolest pony ever. She missed close to blowing it because I got so wrapped up in how awesome she was, I almost forgot about how awesome I was. Good thing I didn't, because it gave me a chance to show her how important it is to put your trust in some pony else.
And guess what? She gets the book early.
Page from AK Yearling.
Sweet! The new book a week before any pony else gets it.
So now she just finished waiting 5 months and 26 months, 7. So now she's done waiting 5 months and 19 days. I still got. And what do you know? She gets her own book. Daring Do and the Ring of Destiny. And that was Daring Don't. And I think by this point, I would probably have to play the music and the credits in the background, but unfortunately, because of the current video I have playing, it doesn't have it. But screw it. So that was Daring Don't. And I found this to be a really decent episode. Okay, yeah, a lot of the stuff I said about Daring Do before is kind of, I don't really know, like, honestly, I don't really see anything wrong with this episode. A lot of people find some flaws. Okay, yeah, Rainbow's personality in the beginning of her fangirling and her selfishness did kind of bug me a little bit. And I won't be lying if I said that Daring Do's work alone personality wasn't as similar to a lot of superheroes from movies and comics have been done before. But that doesn't really make it a bad episode. I mean, I really love all of the adventure references. A lot of the jokes were really humorous, and I completely understand the relationship between Rainbow and Daring Do. It started out slow, and not trusting her to completely understanding what they're going through. And the moral, as I said, is really, really good. And is not really talked down to anyone who wouldn't get it. And it's something that a lot of people can relate to put themselves compared to their role models, for better or worse. So, honestly, I would consider Daring Don't to be a pretty good episode. Like a B+. I would have given it an A-, but some of the lines just felt like mean-spiritedness, but a lot of the stuff so, yeah, you know what, screw it, I'll give this episode an A-. I'll watch this episode any day of the week. So again, Daring Don't gets an A-. Well, that was good. 4 episodes down, 22 to go. Season 5 is just around the corner, and next time I will see you guys in Flight to the Finish.